Hello guys, we are back with our next lecture. In this lecture, let us go through the concept of a multiplexing, guys. So this concept we have discussed in multiple subjects till now, guys. So we discussed this in computer networks, we discussed in data communication and many places, okay. So let us just revise these concepts once again, guys, because in mobile computing also these things will be used, guys, okay. Yes. So basically multiplexing. So just take a small example, guys. So basically you are having something which needed to be shared between multiple users. So how you can share it? So this concept is nothing but multiplexing, and the sharing should also be in such a way that something should not be common in between each other, so that there will be no interference between them. Okay, yes. So that concept is nothing but multiplexing. So multiplexing describes how several users can share a medium. So basically this property or something is nothing but the medium with minimum or no interference. So basically what, so let us take an example of a plot, guys. Okay, so assume that there is a agricultural plot at some place, and this plot is divided for 3 members, guys. So they are some farmers, assume in that way, and they are ready to cultivate it, and they 3 want to yield 3 different crops, assume in that way, guys. So in that situation they will first thing they will be doing is dividing, right? So they'll be dividing it, and they will be placing their crops in those particular slots, right, in their particular plots. So in that way, right? Yes. So here there should not be interference, right? So basically there should not be a property where 3 of them are placing their crops like that. There should not be any kind of interference. So that concept is nothing but the multiplexing. So it is a technique used to combine and send the multiple data streams over a single medium, or in terms of communication this definition will be a bit better, guys. Okay, so it is a technique used to combine and send the multiple data streams over a single medium. So the process of combining data streams is called as a multiplexing, guys. Okay, so the best example for this will be taking the example of a highway, guys. Okay, so highway road, we'll be taking that as an example, and we'll be discussing all 4 types of multiplexing, guys. Okay, so don't worry about that. So now I hope everyone got some basic idea about multiplexing, right? Yes. So in this lecture we'll be discussing about the space and time, guys. So in the next lecture we'll be discussing about frequency and code division multiplexing. Okay, so first of all let us go through space division multiplexing. Okay, so let me first give you an example, guys. Okay, yes. So assume that this is a highway, guys. So this is this side line and this is that side line. Okay, so in this situation, so a single vehicle, okay, so assume that the vehicle size is this much only, right? Yes. So and the vehicle size is this much. Okay, so in this way you can divide those space, right? So this is the whole line, right? So this whole line can be divided into 2 spots, right? So some vehicles can go in this direction and some vehicles can go in this particular path. Similarly here also you can divide into 2-lane roads, so we'll be calling them as lanes, right? Yes. So 2-lane road. So if the width is more, you can give some more space and you can make it 4-lane road. So 4 vehicles can go parallel, right? So one beside the other they can go. So in this situation 2 vehicles can go, and 2 vehicles can go in this also, right? Yes. So in that way, so that a concept of dividing the space for some particular things. So here each and everyone can pass, right? So assume this is the original road, guys. Okay, so initially you divide it into 2 ways, 2 different paths, right? Yes. So then you divide it into 2 different lanes. So these are some those white boxes will be there, right, guys? You can say it, I don't know what they will be calling them exactly. Okay, yes. So assume that there are 4 vehicles need to go in this path. So in this situation the first vehicle will be in the first place, and here also there will be 1 vehicle, and behind these vehicles you will be sending the other 2 vehicles. So in this way they will be traveling like one after the other. So like first used then next. Okay, so in the same way the space allocation is also done. So here we are dividing the space only, right? So the area or the plot you can say, right? Yes. So the aim of space division multiplexing is to assign a space to each communication channel with the minimum interference and maximum medium utilization. So basically if you have divided a lane into 100 parallel lanes, so is it useful, guys? No, because rarely we can see 100 vehicles on a particular lane, right? Yes. So it is possible in some places but not all, right? So I'm generalizing it. Okay, yes. So in that way it should also be, utilization should also be good. So here we took a small example. So here we are having 6 different channels. So according to our examples these are 6 vehicles, you can say. Similarly, we are having three spaces. So these three spaces are nothing but the three lanes on the road in our example. Okay. So initially K1 can use this S1, K2 can use this S2, K3 can use this S3. So once their utilization is done, these three spaces are again free. So again these three spaces can be allocated for them. So in this way the space allocation will work, guys. So basically when K1 is working with S1, so no one else will work with S1, guys. So that is here we are establishing in such a way that there is no interference with others. Okay. Yes. So 6 channels, 3 spaces. Based on requirement, we place the channels into respective free spaces, right? Yes. Okay. So this concept of assigning them as per the requirement into the space is nothing but the space division. So here we are dividing space, right? So assume this as in this way, guys. So it is in this way. So we divided it into 1 slot, 2 slot, 3 slot, 3 slots. Okay. Yes. Space is divided. That is the main thing. Okay. Yes. Okay, so the major drawback here is a single space is used by 2 or more channels. So this is a small disadvantage, you can say. So if you notice here, so if I say K1 came first, K2 came next, K3 came after that. Okay, so the 3 occupied. After that K1 left, guys. So its channel work is done, so it left. So in that situation K4 will be coming and taking the slot at S1, right? Yes. So indirectly S1 is used by K1. After K1 K4 is used. So here the drawback is this only. So basically multiple users can use the same channel. Okay, so the next type of division multiplexing is frequency division, guys. So this thing you will be observing with respect to the radio, right? So we'll be listening to radio, right? Yes. So if you recall radio, there are multiple radios they will be saying, right? So they'll be saying multiple names. So one could be 99.5 FM, one could be 97.3 FM. So basically what are these numbers? So these numbers are the frequencies, guys. So these frequencies are given to those radio companies. Okay, so they are using these particular frequencies and sending the data, and we will be using our radio device and tuning it to that particular 99.5 FM, 97.3 FM. We'll be setting it up so that our signal receiver will be receiving that particular signal, right? So here what is divided in between the channels? Frequency is divided. So that concept is nothing but frequency division multiplexing. Okay, yes. So if you take user 1 and user 2 with respect to time, frequency is divided. So let us take our example only. So here for this particular user 2, the frequency is given as 97.3. He can use for infinite time, he can use for years, months, based on their contract. Okay, similarly the above user 1 got 99.5 and he can also use based on the contract. So basically these two guys are divided with respect to frequency, right? Yes. So that is the reason why it is called as frequency division multiplexing. So it is an analog technique. In frequency division multiplexing, all users use the same common channel. So basically here the channel is common at the same time for full time. So they can use for any amount of time. But they are allotted different frequencies to prevent any kind of signal interference. So basically to avoid any kind of signal contacts or noises and all those things, we will be giving different frequency ranges. So basically it will be a range, guys. It is not a fixed number, you can say. It will be a range. Okay, yes. So the bandwidth is divided among the users or not time. So bandwidth or frequency also you can say. Okay, so there is a possibility of crosstalk in FDMA since all signals are transmitted at the same time. So we cannot say that there is a 0% issues. There could be some drawbacks, guys. So the first drawback is nothing but there could be some crosstalk, like 97.3 FM's audio could enter 97.4 if they are giving some fixed values. So there is a slight chance there should be some noise. So those kind of things could be possible. Okay, yes. So if you want to draw a simple diagram, you can draw it in this way. So this diagram is also correct, guys. Okay. Okay, so in some books you will be finding the diagram in this way. Okay, so here are the channels. Here they are dividing the frequency. So this is the frequency F. Okay, so here based on the frequency they are dividing it. So this is 99.7, this is 99.8, 99.0, like that. Okay, yes. So based on the frequency you are dividing. Okay, yes. So that's a 3D diagram. Okay? So that is the reason why I didn't try to draw it. Okay, yes. So I hope everyone got some basic idea on frequency division multiplexing, space division multiplexing, okay, and multiplexing, the concept of multiplexing. So in the next lecture we will be discussing about the time division, okay, and code division multiplexing, guys. Okay, yes. So let us meet in the next lecture. Thank you. Thanks for watching.